democracy and for conducting elections is being done. But unfortunately, even on 9th November, today is the 9th November, 9 days have passed after the expiry of the last Senate of the 31st October. all the members and those who are contesting elections and those who are not even contesting but only the voters, they were compelled to knock the doors of the court. But we thought we have the internal mechanism to sort out all the differences, solve all, even the most ticklish issues also. But somehow, unfortunately, nothing has come out. Now, after discussing, we have 2-3 questions in our mind, the answer to which only can be given by you. One is that on 15th August 2020, when the first phase of elections, that is polling from the faculties, was just 9 days away, the polling was to take on 24th August. On 15th August, after unfurling the national flag and inspecting the guard, and also in the presence of 150 to 200 people, immediately after going to your place or camp office, whatever you call, when the whole nation was celebrating the Independence Day, you issued an order that the elections are postponed for 2 months. We requested you to please tell us why, what has happened. Fortunately enough, it was only and only the polling, the voting which was to take place from 24th August to 20th September, that was postponed. We met you, you explained the position, and you explained that we have not concealed anything from you. On the advice of the UT administration, you had passed the order that they are postponed from 2 months or till the revised guidelines are issued by MHA, whichever is earlier. Now the MHA had revised guidelines on 30th September. I wonder why, as per your own order, you did not act upon that. Why on 30th September you did not write a letter to the UT administration that in view of the revised guidelines, I think the elections can be held. But instead of that, you preferred to wait for another 14 days so that 2 months period is complete. There were apprehensions in the mind of the people that probably the Vice Chancellor does not have the intention to conduct the elections. He is only interested in buying time. On 14th again, the order was passed by the Vice Chancellor that it will be in the fitness of the things, the refer the matter to UT administration again. And till we hear from the UT administration, the elections are postponed once again. Contrary to the belief of the people that the elections have been postponed twice, fact is that those have been postponed thrice. For the second time, they were postponed on 14. The orders were issued on 15. A letter was written to the UT administration on 15. The reply was received on the same day or maybe on 16. And then for the third time, the elections were postponed under the orders of the Vice Chancellor. Though the orders which were passed by him on 15th August, he was duty bound under obligation to report it to the syndicate. But it is very, very unfortunate to say that the Vice Chancellor preferred not to call any meeting of the syndicate, rather became adamant that if at all meeting of the syndicate will take place, it will take place only online. And he will not call any physical meeting. That was also very unfortunate. Then, the surprising thing is that on 15th August, you had postponed the elections for 2 months, or till the MHA guidelines are revised, which were 1.5 months after that. But when you postponed the election in the month of October, when the term was expiring just 14 days away, you postponed the election indefinitely. This time not for 10 days or 15 days or 2 months. Now, the belief of the members was strengthened that under the garb of Corona, which has affected so adversely the whole world, as if it has come as a blessing in disguise by the Vice Chancellor under the garb of Corona, the Vice Chancellor does not want the Senate to be constituted as per the statute of the university. Now, as members of the syndicate, we are also answerable to the society. I spoke to you, Various members spoke to you, and every time you said, don't worry, we are doing something, we are doing something. And in the process, 31st October also passed. Then this needs to be inquired as to who has given this statement to the newspapers that we happen to be the former members of the syndicate. If none has given, if it is only the imagination of the reporter who has reported it in the newspaper, it becomes the duty of the university to clarify by way of rejoinder that no, they are not the former members of the syndicate, they are the sitting members of the syndicate. So my question is that on 15th August, why the election was postponed, when the elections to the Rajya Sabha were taking place, when assembly sessions were being held, when Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha was taking place. Subsequently, when the next order was passed on 14th October, before 30th September, on 24th or 25th September, Bihar Assembly elections were announced. Notwithstanding the fact that all the assembly elections throughout the country, wherever there were by-elections due or any other election due, were taking place, but only for Punjab University Senate, Corona was the hindrance, which is completely not understandable, which you can only advise. Then, sir, second question is that under what provisions and under whose behest and under whose instructions the UT administration has been taken into loop. Why the matter was referred to UT administration since the inception of the university, UT administration or Punjab government or for that matter, any other government has never been taken into confidence and never any permission or any opinion has been sought. This also needs to be addressed. Then, sir, thirdly, what action has been taken to ensure that the university is not left in vacuum, that the university is working under some governing body? I have no hesitation in saying that the people around you who actually think that they are the only intellectuals and advisors of the university and who are the only well-wishers of the university, they started telling, we know everything, that now the Senate is also gone, syndicate is also gone, Vice Chancellor has become all in all, as if the Vice Chancellor has become the sole proprietor of the university, and there is no place for any democratic elected body. And today, that belief also has been strengthened when the governing body came, when the executive government came, the barricades were placed that we are not allowed to meet the Vice Chancellor. So we had to believe that yes, something has changed. The regime has changed. We have no existence. We just don't survive. So Mr. Vice Chancellor, for that also you need to clarify. And now, without wasting any other time, I have been given to understand that there was some delegation of the students which met you day before yesterday, and I have read in the newspapers that you have assured that you would be writing to the Union Territory. Though we, the members of the Senate and Syndicate, a delegation of 7 members, met the advisor also and told them that we have no faith in the Union UT administration. We told you also, because the basis which they made for postponement of elections twice was that a large number of members are to come and vote for faculties from Maharashtra, from Rajasthan, from Haryana. I told you that there is none. It is obligatory on the part of the university to write to the UT administration that your report is wrong. But instead of that, because it suited you, as if the report was managed, you, instead of confronting the UT administration, you prefer to issue the order and indefinitely postpone the elections. When we told them, they started scrutinizing. They started looking into it. And our contention has been found true that there is nobody who is to come from Maharashtra, there is nobody who is to come from Rajasthan, there is nobody who is to come from Haryana. There are only 3 persons who have to come from Delhi, and the rest of the people are to come from Tri-City of Chandigarh or from Punjab, who otherwise also have been coming to the university frequently for their day-to-day working. So, based on the wrong report, in connivance with each other, under somebody else's behest who is third party, who has nothing to do with the university, I think some mischief has been played for which Vice Chancellor, Syndicate and Senate have to sit together and ensure that nobody is allowed to play with the system which is prevailing in the university. Then, Dr. Saab, another thing was spread that in view of the new education policy or national education policy, whatever we call it, the governing structure is going to change. If that is so, nothing can be more dangerous. Nothing can be more treacherous. Because if the elections have been postponed, they have been postponed only on the ground of corona, and nowhere the education policy has been mentioned. That means right on 15th August, design was to ensure that unless and until some amendment is made, we will not hold the elections, for which the responsibility lies only and only with the Vice Chancellor. Of course, we cannot escape the responsibility. So to discharge our responsibility as Syndicate and Senate, we thought to talk to you. The result did not come. You did not want to give any kind of satisfactory replies, except that nothing is in my hands. So I would request you to help us in discharging the duties as Syndicate at least till 31st December, and tell us whether, as per the assurance given on 6th or 7th, have you written any letter to UT administration seeking their permission? Though twice when you have written letter to them, no permission was ever sought. And the administration has written to you that in future, whenever you have to seek permission, you have to seek permission from the district magistrate, who is the competent authority, and not the advisor to the administrator or administrator. So that was only to manipulate a report. First time based on the opinion given by the senior standing counsel of the UT, and second time the report of the police, which was completely fake and unfounded. So in that light, you please tell us whether, keeping in view the sanctity of the university calendar, the PU Act 1947, and keeping in view the age-old traditions that never ever, even during the dark days of 1984 in Punjab, the Senate elections were never stopped. It is for the first time, which cannot be forgotten throughout the history of Punjab University. But still, I think all of us can sit together and see how the damage which has already been done to the democratic institution named as Punjab University can be undone, so that people at least start appreciating that maybe unintentionally we committed some mistake, but we were immediately prepared to undo that also, and let them feel that we have all positive things in our mind, and we are all well-wishers of the university, not selected few, 5 or 6 or 7. And Dr. Saab, now I throw a challenge. I throw a challenge, let any intellectual, whether he is former Vice Chancellor, whether he is Vice Chancellor, sitting Vice Chancellor of any other university, or a professor of the university, or a legal luminary of any, let him have the debate. I will correct myself where I feel I am wrong. But we should believe in a theory, convince or get convinced, because we are educated. The things are sorted out only by way of healthy debate, only by way of interaction of the ideas of each other, but not by throwing and imposing your own decisions. So in the light of this, I think I have said, even if what is not said, unsaid is also understood by you. And on behalf of all my friends, I request you to please clarify on these issues. Thank you.